my screen now?
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you for confirming. One second, please. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to deliver this presentation to the Romanian Oracle user group. It is an honor for me and a privilege to deliver this presentation. The matter that we're going to discuss today is Beyond APEX seeded features. APEX is Application Express, or Oracle database on steroids, as I like to call it. It is one of my favorite platforms I have developed in. My name is Paul Buturuga. I work as a principal technical support engineer on EBS Financials. I provide technical support for General Ledger and Project Suite team. And also had the opportunity here at Oracle. I'm working with Oracle for 6 years now to discover new things. And one of these things is APEX, which is great, along with other administration features and so on. I have 16-year experience with Oracle product. I have worked as a consultant, as a developer with multiple platforms in the past. This is the safe harbor statement. This is mandatory for all our Oracle presentations. What is our program agenda? What we're going to discuss today? So this Oracle Application Express platform comes with quite a tremendous amount of features for developers in order to develop easily user interfaces. But sometimes we're going to need to take a step beyond that and use the APEX frameworks and API just to create and generate our custom items, regions, and so on. And this is what we're going to discuss today. I'm going to show you a few things that I have used in my applications. I have 7 systems developed at Oracle that are internally used by Oracle support colleagues. And I'm going to show a few pages I have developed using this custom programs. Okay, so we're going to talk about HTML table regions, meaning PL SQL dynamic regions based on PL SQL procedures. We're going to use Cascade style sheet, which is a very powerful tool to format and color everything as we want. We're going to create some editable fields using Apex item. We're going to send some emails in a few brief description. I'm going to show you how to do that very easily. And my presentation is going to be based especially on showing you directly how I have written the code and what are the exact results for each of the coding. We have used, especially in this HTTP and HTF functions, which are basically doing approximately the same thing. Just the function are returning things, procedures are not returning things. But basically, using these system provided packages, we can generate HTML tags. I mean, we can create a data object model that we can further manipulate it using jQuery and JavaScript and so on. You're going to find all the information in the database PL SQL packages and types references. Along with this, we're going to use some APIs, and I have referenced this API documentation here just to have it if you want to come back to this subject. So in a very few words, this is what we can obtain with customizing the APEX APIs, something like this. Okay, we can have an application with some parameters, and based on those parameters, we can easily generate tables that are formatted using CSS or inline CSS or page CSS and so on. Okay, so this generates increased flexibility within our code, and I'm going to show you directly how this application looks like. So this is one of the applications I have developed. It is called Smart Scheduling and Notification for Duty Managers. Basically, using some specific algorithms, it allocates the managers that should perform some specific tasks on some specific days. And these managers are covering specific groups. Okay, so one manager can cover one shift. We are a global company. We are using we are working on multiple shifts to cover all the regions across the globe to provide support to all our customers. We cover specific product groups, yeah, and of course we need to use parameters to display the information. What you see here is the outcome. Okay, after everything has been allocated, we see something like this. Everybody will gonna receive notification. But what I would like to show you is we can easily filter the information based on a specific shift, let's say. Okay, we can see the information on specific number of days, starting with a specific date. Yeah. And we have here two modes for our table: edit scheduling and view scheduling. Because besides the automatic allocation that is performed by the engine, sometimes there is a need to change, let's say, a specific person on a specific day. And we come to solve this problem by using this edit scheduling option here. So basically, we have one person or multiple persons on specific dates. As you see, we have even and odd rows that have different background color. For normal work days, we have some specific colors. For weekends, other colors. And for the public holidays, everything is highlighted in red. I'm telling you this because I would like to show you how this has been made from the coding perspective. Okay. Okay. Let's go to developer mode. And here we see how I have defined everything. So we have this scheduling table with edit option. Yeah. It is a subregion, yeah, within this page that is executing a PL SQL dynamic content. In fact, it is executing this procedure called PDM table edit, yeah, and is passing the APEX items to the procedure parameters in order to process it and to generate the table. Okay, so using the PL SQL code, we can generate HTML. This is the main thing, yeah. And when I say HTML, I'm pretty sure that you know that for tables are some specific tags that are used, like table header, table data, table row, and so on. Yeah. So basically what this procedure is doing is processing the information from the database, and it is presenting it in the tabular form that is generated by the PL SQL engine. Okay, so as I shown you, We have different formats. You see, for public holidays, we have some specific formatting. For normal weekdays, we have other specific formatting and so on. So this can be generated using a sample code like the one from the left side. Okay, so based on the dates, if there are public holidays, if there are weekends and so on, we can generate and change the styles of how we display the data. As you see here, this is inline CSS. You see, we are generating using HTTP API provided by Sys, and we are generating some divs with no wrap and style color red. This is the section that generates this part of the table. This section for weekend days is setting another style like the one here, and for normal days we are working on inline CSS using different format like this one. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about a little bit this a little bit about the switch item. As you remember, I have told you we have two types of displaying the information in editing or non-editing mode. If we select edit scheduling yes, then the same procedure is the same PLC procedure is executed, but the P mode parameter will be set to yes. When it is set to yes, another part of the code will gonna be executed, and this time in using the HTTP API, we're gonna deliver some APEX items select list from query. So this API is generating LOVs based on some dynamically generated SQL queries, as you see here. This API, select list from query, has a parameter pQuery that receives select statements. Okay, and using the concatenation, we can create custom queries. Okay, this code is placed within a loop because we need to loop through all the dates and all the product groups and that we have selected on our parameters. And on this section here, we can see the LOV that is generated. You see, based on this section. So we're gonna see a list of employees that can be assigned to specific days. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm gonna switch a little bit to the system, yeah? And I'm gonna show you what is happening when I'm clicking on edit scheduling. Yes, click on refresh table using change parameter. This button basically resubmits the page. So now, using the same parameters, we are in edit mode. So we can select other persons here, okay? Okay, and that's it. It automatically commits the data. Now everything is committed within the system, and that's it. Okay, let's see how this was done. I'm gonna go to Object Browser. I'm gonna select the procedure that is doing everything. This is the one PDM table edit, and we're gonna search for the section. We're gonna search for the section where P mode is Y. Okay, so when P mode is Y, give me 1 second. Okay. There are multiple sections. The code is pretty complicated, but basically something like this will do the trick. Okay, so an HTTP call, and we're gonna pass an Apex item, select list from query to generate the LOVs using specific specific information. Yeah, everything resides in and in cursors. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you another example now. I'm going to show you another example using a table region where we my PPT is not listening to me anymore. Sorry about that. So what are we seeing here is another type of table, because all that you see is generated based on some configurations that are performed by the administrator, because specific managers are working on specific teams and specific shifts, specific timings, and specific days. Okay, and what are we seeing here is that we are generating this table using another PL SQL dynamic region that is passing everything to the PL SQL procedure, DM person timings edit, using some parameters. And this time, for each team, shift, and timing, and manager, we're going to generate checkboxes. Okay, one checkbox for each possible day where a manager can be assigned. Let's see how that was done. Okay, let's select DM person timings edit, and I'm gonna go here and select the manager timing setup. Okay, so we're gonna select, for the sake of example, only the managers from Romania that are on shift 2 on all days and all timings. Yeah, and the available scheduling are going to be generated. Okay, each of these checkboxes represents a weekday. This is Monday, Tuesday, and so on. So the logic is that for this person we are having here, they can be assigned on this team and this team across all timings, across shift 2 on all days, and for these teams only on weekends. Yeah, so this configuration here is used by the mass allocation system that generates the availability and assignments for each person. So how we are doing that? Let's see. So instead of using an LOV, yeah, this time within the loop, I'm using Apex item within the HTTP API checkbox. Okay, and the P attributes refers to the HTML attributes that are going to reside in the data object model. So each of the checkboxes generated, we're going to have some specific classes. We're going to have these specific attributes. Okay, with all the information, and everything is going to be stored in the data object model also. So if we go here and select one of the checkboxes, hope you are seeing my developer mode. I have pressed F12 to see the developer mode. You see, yes. We see this checkbox with all the classes that I have generated using the API in that loop for each of the days and the rest of the parameters, timings, persons, and so on. Okay. Okay, so how to use custom inline CSS. I'm gonna give you an example about this. What you need to know is that we can assign CSS at application level, we can assign CSS at page level, we can assign CSS using the Apex page developer, and we can even add CSS, inline CSS within the DOM. So we should pass the custom inline CSS using the parameters of the procedure. Something like this. You see, in this example, we have this HTTP API that is retrieving this style attribute. The style attribute means CSS. It is inline CSS. And I'm setting how the font is going to look, the padding, and so on. Yeah. So this is inline CSS. Another approach is to add a class, you see. So using the same procedure, we are adding classes, header days. And also at the page level, I can tell the Apex engine that for this class, header days, to set a specific background color purple. And you're going to see that this is not applied. And I'm going to explain you why. It is a rule of precedence. The inline CSS is the most powerful one. If we have inline CSS, everything else is removed. So in order to see this CSS setting, we'll need to remove the inline CSS from the line level. I'm going to show you how to do that in order to understand it better. So I'm going to open this page in edit mode. We're going to check that we have set here the header days. Hope you are seeing my screen. Yeah, you see this setting. This is CSS setting for header days. And now we're going to select a header day like this one. Okay, so you see this this cell here has the header days class, but it is blue. It is not purple like I have set it here. Why? Because we have inline CSS, and inline CSS is the most powerful one. If I'm going to remove the header days class, not this one, sorry, I wanted to remove background color. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to remove the background color from the inline CSS. Look what happens now. You see? The CSS that I have set here at the page level applies instead. So what I would like you to remind here is the rule of precedence when it comes to CSS. Yeah, it is very important to keep this in mind. Okay, let's see how we can create editable fields and how we can pass the information from the user interface to the database. Yeah, do you remember that LOV that is creating using the Apex item API, select list from query, that using some custom query that is generated in the for. So in the data object model, meaning the structure of the HTML page, you're going to see such entries like this one with class data sales because we set it here. And all the options are the values retrieved by the query. Everything that you see here. Yeah. Okay, but this is how we generate the page. Now we want all the changes performed within the LOV to be sent to the database. How are we going to do that? It is quite a simple process. We're going to use some jQuery. Yeah, jQuery. We're going to set an event handler for the data sales. If you remember, all the LOVs had this class, data sales. So for all the members of the class, we are setting this event on change to execute update JavaScript. Yeah, this is going to be executed when the page loads. So all the members of the class are going to have this event handler. And now we should write the code for execute update JavaScript. And now we're going to use something very interesting. We're going to use some members of the Apex Applications API. We're going to use Apex Server Process and some global variables. Okay, the global variables that are processed using the JavaScript code are sent to the through the Apex Server Process to the database. Okay, and we're going to execute update this time using this to global variables that are populated with the values from the JavaScript function. Yeah. So basically, we're going to take all of this, and through the engine, we're going to send it to PL SQL now. So we're going to update a table and some data using this time APEX application x02 and x01, which are in fact the values that we have set from the user interface here. Okay. Allow me to show you a little bit more. So let's have a look at the event handler first of all. Give me 1 second. I'm not on the right page. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the main page here, and now I'm gonna go to edit mode to see how the event handler has been defined. And now we are seeing here execute update JavaScript. Okay, that is passing through this APEX server process the values of the global variables x02, x01. Yeah, and the event handler are set here when the page loads for all the members of the class data cells. Okay. The processing is defined here. This time we execute the update within the database. Okay. So we're going to use APEX application x02 and x01, that the values that are retrieved from the JavaScript engine. Okay. So when I'm selecting something here, okay, we have this value defaulted here, and now I'm selecting other value. Immediately the JavaScript code is executed, everything is passed to the APEX application that is executing the PL SQL code, and the data is committed, and that's it. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to show you one more thing, how to send custom emails. Okay, we're going to use another API called APEX Mail. This is a package provided by APEX Framework, and it contains 3 procedures: APEX Mail send, push queue, add attachment. There are self-explanatory. Send, it is sending the emails. Push queue is pushing the email within a queue, and based on some specific configurations, the mail is gonna be sent from that queue. And add attachment, of course, we're gonna add attachment to our emails. We should not forget to configure our server and to enable outbound email, yeah, for the network services. Let's have a very quick example. I'm going to show you a procedure that is performing such a thing. It is a procedure called AID email minutes of meeting. Okay, it is basically send automatically a minutes of meeting from other system. Yeah, and we are using a cloud variable because the HTML is going to be quite big. The HTML will going to be the body of the email. Yeah. And I'm concatenating the email body in HTML, collecting everything based on specific processing. I'm generating a table that is also attached to the email content, and the HTML structure is now completed. The HTML is closed, and we are executing this APEX mail send function. Yeah. Using specific parameters. Of course, these are self-explanatory. We need to have we need to have a receiver. We need to have a subject. We need to have a body for our email, and so on. Yeah, we should not forget to add a section of code. This is mandatory. Without this, you're not going to receive anything. Set security group ID for the workspace. It is very important to not forget that. Okay. Okay, and in this slide, you're gonna see what I have shown you previously. We have a procedure that is generating the email body using specific business requirements. The email is preferably to be declared as club to be as large as possible. Do not forget to set the security group ID and execute in your code the Apex mail send. Okay, what I would like to summarize here. So I have presented you how to develop your custom tables using Apex item. Yeah, we can generate checkboxes, we can generate LOVs and everything else, because Apex item has quite a lot of functions and procedures. I'm gonna let you to discover more within the Oracle Apex documentation. The borders does not stop anywhere, so we can create anything using this kind of customization, not only tables. We can create regions and pages and so on. I have shown you how to execute database manipulation. I mean, updating, inserting information using JavaScript jQuery on Apex server process, and how everything is passed using some global variables to the PL SQL engine. And we have discussed about how we can construct our custom emails. I have put here in some links with useful documentation. You're going to find everything about the checkbox function I have used, select LOV, global variables, Apex mail, HTTP and HTF. So just what we have included in this presentation to have it for a reference. That's it from my side. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. Hope you find it interesting, and I'm here for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Paul. So if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and be free to ask. Okay, no questions, but I still have some. Usually I'm a very curious person. So how do you maintain the source for this application, and do you have a pipeline for deployment, or you use the Apex I don't know, import-export tool?
Basically, we have multiple instances from lower to higher ones. So we are developing in lower instances, we are testing everything, and after that we are moving, and we can use cloning. Okay, so we can do that, but we also copy the scripts if there are small changes, and we are taking care that everything is moved within the higher instances.
When you say cloning, you mean database cloning, or what?
Not necessarily cloning of the user interface, because we develop something in the lower instances. Okay, we take those changes and move it to higher instances, because the data effectively is only in production. So we also have a stage instance, and normally we move everything from production to stage from the data perspective, and all the changes of the application, we are moving from dev to stage, and we are testing everything there, and only after the tests are complete, we are moving everything to prod.
So you are having scripts that you are applying on the
we have yeah, for some specific situations we have scripts, and for other we are doing manually the changes, because they are not so big. Okay.
How long have you used this tool, Apex?
I discovered it in my first year here, and it was love at first sight. So 5 years ago, something like that.
And you start at that moment with Apex 4.1 or Apex 5?
It was 5.0 or 5.1, something like that.
Okay.
5.0.
So 5.0. You started already with Universal Team.
Yeah, I have started with Universal Team, not with HTML DB. And I find it very useful and very easy to use. You just need to understand PL SQL, a little bit of JavaScript, and you can create great applications. Of course, you're gonna need to understand how Apex engine is working, yeah, with the sessions and everything. Yeah.
And what version of Apex are you using at this moment?
20.1 or 20.2, because on this I have prepared especially for this presentation this instance. I assume you saw that all the names has been anonymized.
Yes.
Yeah, just to abide the GDPR rules. Yeah, so on the dev we have 20.2. We have that one, which looks great. Yeah.
Thank you. Any
Thank you
other
very much.
questions? Okay, so no more questions. Okay, thank you. And we will pass now to the last part. I will take your presenter role, Paul.
Thank you.
See if I can